The Honest to God series with Aingeal Rose and Ahonu.
You are all very, very welcome. I am Ahonu, and with me is my lovely Aingeal Rose. People are demanding answers.
Basically exposing the truth
For us to explore in more detail today.
This is the time period of truth being exposed, of all the unhealed stuff coming out.
So make sure you tune in. You can subscribe on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, and on our website at worldofempowerment.com.
Don't miss an episode. Hit the subscribe button now.
Hi, I am Ahonu, and on behalf of Aingeal Rose, I'd like to welcome you to this experience that we've had about our sacred earth waters. Many of you will know that we've been experimenting with these waters for many years. In fact, we have a website called Sacred Earth Waters, and we've gathered them from various places around the world, from Ireland throughout the United Kingdom, for example, Stonehenge and Glastonbury Tower and various places like that, as well as Mount Shasta in the United States and various other sacred locations. This one rather surprised us, as they all do actually from time to time, but we recorded this one, and have a listen and see what you think of this particular experience with our sacred earth waters. I had difficulty understanding what was going on with me because, first of all, I saw all this architecture. It seemed to be Arab or Moroccan or certainly Middle Eastern, and there was lots of arches and various angles that led me to believe that it was Middle Eastern. And then I saw the sun. The sun was very strong, and I got the sensation that this was about fire. It was about the heat of the Middle East. It was about hot fire. Then when I tasted the water again, because I was sipping it slowly over time, the water was very cooling, and I got the sensation that this was about fire and water. It was about the polar opposites, as it were, that fire burns up the way. You never see fire burning down. Fire burns up, and water always finds its lowest level. So one goes up, the other goes down. One's hot, one's cold. So there seemed to be some kind of a balancing going on that I was having difficulty understanding. But what did pop out then when I was thinking about water was that was H2O, and it's to do with hydrogen. And as soon as I said that, I thought, HyDragen, the dragon, the flame from the dragon's mouth. And then I saw the weirdest thing, which was that this was to do with twin flames. When you have twin flames, you've almost like got a forked tongue, as it were. Seriously, I saw this forked tongue. It was like a snake's tongue, but it was fire from the dragon's mouth. I didn't know where this was going. I was trying to understand it. And then I saw MyKaEl, Michael, slaying the HyDragen, the hydrogen. So Ka is the body and El is God, supposedly. So you had this body of God slaying the hydrogen, the HyDragen. And of course, he was an archangel. And then it started to knit together and saying, well, that's why I was seeing the arches and the angles earlier on, because that's an archangel, an archangel. So we have this MyKaEl slaying the hydrogen. And when I looked at both of those, one going up, the fire going up and the water coming down, I started to see a sine wave. And of course, this was a sin wave, all about sin. So there was this polar opposites that were going on, and one was trying to prevent the other from sin, as it were. It seemed to be symbolism, and I still don't fully understand it, but that's what it was about.
Interesting. I'm just looking this up because I want to make sure I was right. But the Ka that you just said is in ancient Egyptian beliefs part of the soul.
Okay.
And it is the part of the soul that is depicted as a human head on a bird's body.
Okay.
So the ka flies away and goes all over the place and then comes back through the false door or through the door in the tomb. So it's interesting that you were saying MyKaEl.
Yeah.
So you've got the God, the soul, and the God, and all of that. So when you said ka, I said I have to look this up, make sure I'm right, because that's what it just hit me that it was part of the ancient Egyptian belief as well. Yeah.
I have more exploring to do with it. I haven't arrived at any conclusion about it. It's very deep. It's far deeper than what I first thought. It's certainly something to do with the arcing and polar opposites and fire and water. Well, we hope you enjoyed that. Do stay tuned, because we experiment with these sacred earth waters from time to time, and we report them on our YouTube channel. Do subscribe there. By the way, we also have a podcast, and the address to that podcast is down below. You'll find it on our websites, Aingeal Rose and Ahonu.com, or aingealrose.com, or Ahonu.com. Until next time, on behalf of myself, Ahonu, and Aingeal Rose, thank you and bye-bye.
You have been listening to Aingeal Rose and Ahonu on World of Empowerment Radio, your station for practical spirituality in a changing world.